Hey, it's your girl Drama checking in from VA. When I'm at work, riding, or at home listening to some good music, you know I'm locked into my boy DJ J3 on Global R&B Radio. He plays all the hits.
You're in the mix on the Red Light Basement. Yeah. With your boy, DJ J3.
What it is, what it ain't, what it's gonna be. It is your boy DJ J3. We're kicking it right here in the Red Light Basement. I'm the bald-headed brilliant DJ, and I got my beautiful, ultra fine co-host. You can catch her on the YouTube. CK, what it is.
What's up, man? You so dumb.
I'm just trying to let people know. You know, y'all ain't coming to the YouTube to see me. Y'all see that girl right there. You see the eyes. She looks the windows to your soul. Yeah, that's why y'all come to and check it out. And probably hear what craziness gonna come out my mouth, but y'all really here for her. So that's why all the dudes is up in here.
You love hype me up, man.
Hey, I'm just letting the people know. You know, I'm just letting the people know. But there's something I want to discuss, CK, and I want you to rock with me and see what we feel. I found something on social media. It's this young lady, and I really I really like this topic because I have had this conversation with a lot of my female friends. But I ain't got a lot, just enough of them. All right, so this young lady, she made a post. She said, "Closure isn't real. Close the door, deadbolt it, and move the hell on." Also, I think some relationships last longer than they should, than they're supposed to, because people can accept they simply aren't compatible. Unpopular relationships opinion that would get you in position, whatever. Before I turn it over to you, I'm gonna give a relationship definition. It says closure refers to having a sense of understanding, peace, accept the finality of the relationship, whether it ended because of loss, rejection, or growing apart. I'm gonna put that out there. So, CK, closure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Is it something that you feel that is necessary? And you know what? And the ladies and gentlemen out there listening, is closure necessary for you in ending the relationship? Hit the hotline 804-476-2306 or hit us in the comments on YouTube or Instagram. I want to know, is closure necessary when you're ending a relationship? But CK, you tell the people what you think.
Well, I don't think it's necessary to end a relationship. However, I do think it's helpful in regards to understanding someone's position while they're in a relationship. I've personally had to move on from relationship without closure. However, years later, I've been able to talk with those people and get that final closure. Sometimes people are in a position where they haven't got to the level where they can truly express how they feel, or they haven't even got to the point where they're able to accept accountability for their actions. Sometimes it does take a little while for people to have a conversation. I still have conversations with my daughter's father in regards to why things didn't work out. It took years for us to really just be able to just talk about why things played out the way that they did, and as well as that person's mind frame. It took a lot of growth, and it did help us be able to have a healthier relationship. Not to say it was unhealthy before the official closure, because we figured out how to move on and do what we had to do, especially for our daughter. Yeah. But it definitely did help us be able to establish a better friendship after we were able to learn that other person's mind frame and why they did certain things and why things didn't work out. So it's not necessary, but it's definitely a very good thing to have, in my opinion.
So I've had, like I said, I have a lot of female friends that I have talked to over the years, and they've their relationships had issues. They need that closure to understand what went wrong. And I told them, what does it serve? I asked them, and I may come off cold hearted. I said, what does it serve? The only thing that it serves, in my opinion, is to make your feelings not hurt as or sting as much as it does. It's not serving, to me, it doesn't serve a purpose, because at the end of the day, if you decide to walk out of my life, that's on you. I still got to go on living mine, and I don't base my happiness off of you. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be coming off cold-blooded, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying that don't get it. I'm just saying still continue to live your life if you don't get it. If a person is willing to communicate and say, this is why we broke up, this is why I had to step away from the situation, it wasn't healthy, it wasn't conducive to my mindset or whatever the case may be, that's fine. I'm glad that you got that communication, you know what I'm saying? But the closure is not the end all be all for me. I don't need the closure because, like I said, to me, it is just something that just coddles your feelings. You should still be able to. Me, this is my opinion. It coddles your feelings. I don't necessarily need to know exactly why. Why did you break up with me? What do I need to do? What can I fix for my next relationship? Nothing. You can take, you do, like I said, for me, for my next relationship, this is where I start when this is my baseline. And then I give and take away as I see fit. The reason why you broke up with me, that is right now, especially I know I didn't cheat or anything like that, it's on you. And if you weren't mature enough to articulate it to me before we separated, I damn sure don't care. Because you didn't give me enough, you didn't respect me enough to even communicate with me. So I'm not worried about the closure from you. It's on me.
I don't necessarily think that people need closure just to make themselves feel better, because some of the closure that I've gotten is my feelings have gotten hurt, but it hasn't been I'm not asking for it to make myself feel less emotional. You know what I'm saying? It's just like having a hard conversation. Sometimes, you're going to get the answers that you need. Sometimes it's not going to be the answers that you want. But I do think that it is healthy to be able to put yourself into somebody else's shoes and get an open and honest answer. Sometimes it is necessary to, like I said, you definitely shouldn't stay still until you get that closure. You got to learn how to move on, because not everybody's going to give you closure.
Yeah.
I walked away from a lot of situations not expecting any type of closure, and then eventually got it. But I do think it's very good to have those type of conversations so you're able to see where that person's mind frame was. And sometimes you realize that you find out that maybe what you thought was going on isn't what was really going on, because it's yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's not you don't have the maturity to articulate it, but you shouldn't punish somebody for not being at that level, because that's probably their inability to articulate. It's probably the reason why they weren't able to communicate certain things for you in the relationship, and why the relationship kind of just dissolved. I've been able to respect people more years later, once we were able to have certain conversations. Now, whether I accept their answers or not, some people have told me, I really was in love with you. And in my head, I'm like, ain't no way, because if you was in love with me, certain things would have never took place.
Yeah.
But their maturity level was at a certain level. So they weren't strong enough to be in a certain situation with me. They were, I had one dude that told me, even after being with him for 5 years, that he was scared that I was going to go back to my baby daddy. I'm like, after 5 years, dude, is this the reason why you could?
How long did it take for you to get that closure from him?
It took, let's see here. I was in Florida. I lived in Florida for 7 years, and before then, so I say about almost like 9 years.
It took you 9 years to get the closure from him.
See, but another thing is, we didn't talk for a while. We didn't talk for a couple years. I distanced myself from that, but eventually we just was able to have a conversation as adults.
Between that 9 years, did you how often did you sit here and think about, damn, what happened? Did you? Well, my point is this: I think people put themselves through torture and turmoil waiting on that closure. Don't sit.
But I didn't do that. I didn't sit there thinking about what went wrong. I closed the door, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't open back up just because we got that closure. I'm not, just like you say, I'm with you on your point. I'm not about to sit here and wait around and dictate my life based on some closure. It's not going to happen. But if we have a conversation about it, it's cool. But if we don't, that's still cool.
Another reason why I really don't like closure.
What's up?
Well, another reason, I'm not going to say why I don't like it. Another reason why I think that word closure is used as a manipulation tactic, because it's like, I'm not going to say the dude did it, but when 9 years later, I'll just use that as an example. Usually, I think men use so you know what, like, can I holler at you? Like, I just want to, we never really did get that closure. And I think generally speaking, a lot of women kind of want that closure. Not saying men don't, but I think most women probably would want it more, because I haven't had a lot of conversation with my guy friends about, hey, did you get closure from that girl? But I would say it's a manipulation tactic. Like, hey, I know we didn't really have a lot of closure, and now it kind of opens the floodgates back up again, and all of a sudden, I'm gonna try to use that to weasel my way in, like the rekindle a little spark that we had based off this emotional conversation.
I don't think, okay, I'm not saying that that's not true. There are definitely people that use that as a manipulation tactic. But in that particular case, and I think with some other people as well, it was almost like a 12. Yeah, I think sometimes people use it as a 12-step program. Just like whenever you sit here and you've harmed people, you know what I'm saying, while you were on drugs or alcohol, one of the things that you do is what's it called? It's not like it's a specific word for it, but you're basically saying, hey, I was wrong. This is where I was at. It's almost like a type of closure. He did that because he was, he was about to get married, or he was married at the time. And I guess he just wanted to be, a better, man, and be able to express these type of things. He wasn't trying to get back at me.
What did it serve?
Huh?
What did it serve?
I mean,
if he's about to get married, right, or is married, what did it serve you, and what did it serve him? At this point, I'm not disrespecting old dude. I'm just saying, if I'm married or about to get married, the closure between me and the ex is no longer relevant to me. I can promise you, I'm not trying to disrespect you or him. If I'm married or I'm about to get married, the closure between me and the ex is not relevant no more. At this point, I just need to be worried about moving on and forming the proper foundations with the woman that I'm about to marry now. But you tell me if you disagree.
I think I don't think it's that black and white.
Okay.
Like I said, with the conversation that we had, it was more so like, you know what? You are a great person. I don't want you to ever think that it was all on you. Like, yes, there was some, he told me, hey, sometimes you was a little crazy. Back then sometimes I would go just a little, I'll almost turn the switch on. I'd be like, dang on the switch.
Yeah.
So I think it was more so, just giving me a boost of confidence in regards to the past.
Yeah.
And also he took full accountability of his his things. Like, hey, I don't want you to think that you were just all crazy or whatever. This is what I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this because I'm trying to get back with you, but I don't want you to doubt, you know what I'm saying, where I was in regards to my feelings for you. I just think it was just, maybe I respected that maybe that was a step that he needed to take. It didn't necessarily make me go, oh, it was just like, okay, I'm glad we was able to have this conversation as adults. I wish you the best in your relationship. Yes, we did have nice memories together. I'm glad I was able to introduce you to certain things, and you introduced me to certain things, and it was just more so like we can continue to live our lives in peace. It was never, I don't think it was a bad thing. I don't have a problem with closure.
Hey, we gonna agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't go no damn where. We got more of your favorite R&B hits coming up. But before we go hit this break, let's go ahead and get into this double play of the day.
Oh yeah.
It's time for double play of the day with DJ J Thrill.
DJ J Thrill.
For more exclusive content, click like and subscribe.